said he'd get her angry on purpose because those were her best scenes. Why are you kidding me? That's the positive thing.
Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. Today I'm joined by the cast and the director of Farrey, which means cheating, but today we are going to try and not cheat at all in this conversation completely. Welcoming Zen, Alizeh, who's making her debut, the director, Soumendra, Prasanna and Sahil. Firstly, a huge welcome, all of you, to India Today. I have to say, I love this kind of vibe, the kind of vibe this film is giving, because it's been long since we have seen like a teenage film in theatres. Of course, on OTT we have seen a couple of them. But in theatres, it's been long to see this entire vibe completely. And मेरे को एक नया word सीखने मिल गया. मुझे फर्रे क्या होता था वो नहीं पता है. पता था, अब पता चल गया finally. So what's your cheat code in life right now at this moment, if I may ask?
I think it's important to know that you're like, I feel like people give themselves, like in this day and age of social media, now you can buy fame.
Exactly.
That's weird, right? Because everyone wants a blue tick now and it's a paid service and all of that. I think that you are like, you think you're the most important, right? But only you think that. And I think that's very important to know, like just to like be humble and not let too many external factors just sway. Everyone's very nosy these days now, I feel. You know what I mean? Everyone's has an opinion and then each other's business and everything is online and it's not really real because it's fabricated, right? You could have a bad night, take a good photo and it becomes a good night, right?
Every day.
So I think it's just very important to be real and just like true to yourself, I guess.
Alizeh? You were saying something. No, it's okay.
I'm saying the lack of authenticity, that's obviously like he mentioned. So, there's one thing that that's always in my head, and I keep telling myself, like, Prasanna, as long as you know yourself, as long as you're true to yourself, your emotions and your feelings, don't care about anything else. Don't do anything, like, don't do wrong. There's nothing wrong or right, but don't do bad for anyone. Don't think bad for anyone. Just focus on yourself, focus on your goal. That's your goal. This is what you have to do. That's it. And on my Instagram page also, because these days like virtual world is so big, everything is virtual. So I try to put my personality more than, you know, the things that are
expected out of you.
Expected out of you are more trending. I like putting how I like getting dressed, like I like putting what I think about the world, what my opinion is. And so this is the only way for me.
That's the only way you can go ahead.
That don't care, just be yourself.
But it's difficult.
It is difficult. You have to remind yourself every day that what you want to do, what is your goal. It's difficult, but once you have that discipline in your life, it's not a very hard road also. Obviously, every time, even if you are doing anything like for a small work also, when you're new to it, you find difficulties, but with practice, with a lot of focus, it's achievable.
ये पूरी गैंग में सबसे फोकस्ड लड़की मुझे यही लग रही है.
Focus
very clear.
I wouldn't.
No, I think there is other side also.
I'm sure we'll hear about that.
They have seen that side.
What about you, Sahil and Alizeh? Do you want to add something?
I think I completely agree with what Prasanna has just said. You know, I've always believed in like what you feel like. क्योंकि मैं कभी-कभार मेरे साथ होता है कि मैं जो फील कर रहा होता हूँ, मैं कभी-कभार उसको दबा देता हूँ उस फीलिंग को और मैं फिर सामने वाले की बात मान लेता हूँ. And then I regret that कि यार मैंने अपनी क्यों नहीं सुनी. I've always been like, I've always listened to my heart, and you know, मेरा पुराना Instagram का बायो भी यही था कि जिथे चाह उथे रहा. It's a Punjabi phrase कि मतलब if you feel like doing something and if you admire to do that, it will happen.
There's a will, there's a way, right?
Exactly.
मैं सोच रही थी यही है ना मुहावरा में. No, it's an amazing saying to live by. Alizeh?
Yes, very similar to what Prasanna said. Like just remembering that like individuality that you have, that's what makes you different and that's what makes you unique. And especially as an actor, it's very important to always remember that, because when you play a character, you're kind of losing yourself a little bit, you know, and it's always easy. It makes your job a lot easier when you remember who the actual person is, to kind of go back into like that comfort zone of yours. And the Instagram thing, though, I completely relate to Prasanna on that. Like, I think I post more pictures of like things I do and the things I've seen. More than myself and my face, because I feel like that says so much more about me than just taking pictures of my face, you know. So yeah, I think just like maintaining that voice that you have, that individuality that you have, that really.
But I feel there's a lot more pressure on you, especially because of the family that you come from. Because while there's a lot of scrutiny in general on social media, what Alizeh is posting, and especially now after your debut, is going to be much more scrutinized than anything else. Does that ever make you feel a little more cautious, or sometimes even when you're feeling things you can't really put out because you know that kal likh denge कि Alizeh, Salman Khan's niece, does this, and it will become a headline.
Yeah, but see, that's like, I can't control what other people are going to do and what they're going to say, and the pressure and the expectations are usually from outside, and they like, that's what, I mean, you can't control that, right? So yeah, I hope I can try as much as I can to be honest and to be truthful, and I'll always try. That'll always be my priority. But yeah, obviously, like, if it's something that I feel like is going to create an unnecessary controversy or like an unnecessary conversation and distract everybody from acting the work that you do, then yeah, I'll think about it more in that sense. But otherwise, I think the more truer you can stay to yourself, and trying to put your voice in everything. I think that's really important.
And I think when I watch the trailer, one of the key aspects that you take away is that each one of you stand your own ground, and there is a voice to each character which is so relatable in some way or the other. अब हमको थोड़ी बहुत किससे आपसे जानना है कि ये गैंग के बारे में ये लोग तो आपस में बोलते ही रहेंगे, but I want to know from you, what was the, you know, it's very difficult when you have so many actors, and especially some actors who come from very different backgrounds, and then someone who has a lineage attached to her debut of her. How do you navigate with all of them and sort of manage their different energies and vibes, because it's difficult? कितनी पोल खोलनी है, सोच रहे हो?
सर अच्छा बोलना है
नहीं, अच्छा और बुरा भी. मुझे बुराई भी अच्छी लगती है सुनने को.
How we managed to form a team, and I think we spent a lot of time prior to the shoot. I think the first time I met her was I had given her 2 books, so that was the starting conversation. With him, he was the, I think, first person to get on board.
Okay.
It was that मैंने एक audition आया था मुकेश सर का. I was watching on this thing. He came and sat and he looked at the lens. He was there. That moment of truth was there. So you can't lie that. You know, in a close-up shot in a film, it demands absolute truth. So that truth was there when he had auditioned. And these two were very, very good. In fact, they were all auditioned and come. So they were all. There was no. The whole idea was to explore and try and do exciting things. You know.
Correct.
The advantage of Newcomer is they want to prove that fire is there in the belly.
Correct.
So you want to use that energy in the right direction and tell the story. And there was never that question of insecurity, and it was there on paper. There was even if somebody had 2 scenes, we gave them the entire script.
Correct.
So that
doesn't happen too often actually. That's incredible. Yeah.
Even if they had 2 scenes, I had given them the entire script. So I knew that comes from honesty. That this is the script. This is how you're going to play around, and this is how you're going to place the characters at those situations.
And also, I think that brings a sense of security. They already know what they are in for, instead of being surprised on set. Ki, Arey, I thought mere itne si. I feel like Zen really wants to add something to that. Have you ever felt something like this? Ki you enter something and like you thought that this would be something else, and then you enter and you're just like, oh my god.
I don't think it's that. I feel like as an actor, even like, I mean, it's very common for scenes not to make it into the final product or to get cut. And I just, you know, I feel like I'm too much in a fantasy world and I'm too happy, and I don't look at stupid things like that. I'm a part of good projects. I'm blessed to be in the situation I'm in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not something that would make me insecure or bother me.
Also, these 4 were the leads. So the other actors who were surrounding you, they also were very secure.
Yeah.
ऐसे
they
नहीं कि
were,
हमने
they were.
we
There's
treated
never
differently.
that. There's never that. Oh, she has more scenes than I do. Or
Yeah.
it's
Do
not
you think that's
really-
more with the young actors where
No.
they have kind of secure?
No, it depends on the ecosystem.
Correct.
The kind of ecosystem that you're creating while in the pre-production. So
Right.
that everybody is secured and there is no hiding.
Right.
हाँ,
Right, that's actually true. Okay, so now we'll go in the same order because everyone talking about everyone will be a lot of mess eventually. So we'll start in the same order. Zen, I want you to tell me 2 things you discovered about Alizeh while you were shooting on set. One good thing and one bad thing, or something that you tolerate and something that you like about her. Perhaps let's put it like that, and then we'll go in the same order. Alizeh, you tell me about Somendra about
I
Prasanna.
actually have a good and bad thing.
Lovely.
The good thing I noticed, it was really crazy because I've known Alizeh for a few years. And Alizeh has always been, you know, like the shy, awkward kid. And
She's
obviously,
already awkward with you.
Yeah. I knew he was gonna say that. I knew it.
Obviously, this is her big debut and stuff. And I remember first day of workshop, she was very nervous and stuff, right? The first day I saw her on set, it was day 1 for her and Prasanna, and I think I came the second day. That was my first day. And when I saw her perform and how she was on set and stuff, I remember I talked to her parents and I was just like, damn man, like she was born to do this. She's really like, people will see on the 24th, she really blew me away. The annoying thing is, and this is super annoying, I like coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, right? But on set, I like to have coffee to stay awake and stuff. She has this irritating habit of she can't do jhoota, not even with her own parents. So sometimes, and she orders really good coffee. So sometimes it's there, and I want to sip, and she says no, and I'm like insulting her in my head.
I'm sure you're not talking about the coffee.
No coffee.
Yeah,
coffee.
coffee.
Coffee, coffee.
Yes, you're talking about coffee.
Sure.
What are you talking about?
Now this is an inside joke we
Yeah.
would want to know. But okay,
No, there's
maybe
nothing
off
like
camera.
Yeah.
Well, Alizeh, about something.
About Somendra sir.
Best quality, how much freedom you give us. I think that's for sure. That we will all agree on, I think. And worst quality or something that's annoying.
बताओ next.
So, I want to see the right thing. Too much freedom can also be a little bit irritating also actually, because sometimes you want, like, but you were like, no, if I tell you, then it will not be real. So I don't want to tell you what to do. You know, and sometimes you are in that mood where you just want the take to get over and
You're lost.
You're lost a bit. But then then later I realized that some of my like best scenes came when I was most zoned out or most lost. So I was so confused. So yeah, that's one thing. So
that's his
freedom.
way.
That's his way.
That's your
He
way.
just confuses
He
you
also said
enough
he'd
to-
get her angry on purpose because
Yeah,
those were her
he-
best scenes.
Yeah.
So he knew the hack
knew.
basically.
He knew, yeah.
He knew
Yeah,
what to
yeah.
do.
Workshop
there.
is basically to know M.K. Raina sir would message me, ये अच्छा है, ये नहीं है. So that we did in Jamtar also. So you discover that strength and weakness. They need those stimulus, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's the director. He should know the strengths and the weaknesses of
course.
his actors.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's speak about Prasanna.
One good thing, na?
One good and one
You
thing
can
you
tell
sort of
good,
tolerate.
two good things.
One good, one bad.
One good, one
Two
bad.
goods, one bad.
Her transformation is fantastic. From like you see her and you see that person, nobody will in the film recognize it's not a original hair. So that is a great gift. So if you put a wig, she looks very different. So that is a great asset for any actor.
Yeah.
She
It's
can
a-
transform.
Change to transfer.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, even
for
I used
actors.
to forget, even though we saw her every day.
Every time she has that wig on, I forget.
Yeah, even I forget. Yeah.
That's actually amazing. Because
That's the one
I have
bad
heard so
thing
many
also.
actors who say that they get into the character the moment they put on their
Yeah,
costume,
yeah,
and I
that
think
happens.
that
Costume
can be
helps a
one of the
lot. Yeah.
processes for
Yeah.
for actors. And one thing you tolerate.
And tolerate mood swings.
That's so true.
एक चाइल्डिश है, बट शूट में क्या होता है कि शूटिंग इज अ कॉस्टली टाइम. यू मीन बिजनेस बिकॉज दैट इज हाँ. तो कभी कभी बिकॉज द पोटेंशियल इज देयर, सो यू हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट दैट टाइम व्हेन शी डज इट वेरी गुड.
Yeah.
शी नोज कि दिस इज इट. तो इफ शी कैन वर्क ऑन दैट, इट्स
Wow.
हमारा क्या, वी स्टिल डिड इट बिकॉज वी हैड द लग्जरी ऑफ टाइम. मे बी in future projects where the director may not take a 10th take, So you will have to know ki that would be a restriction. I work around my actors, so my process is different. So I'll protect that performance.
It's a key note to take away
Yeah,
from actually.
Because
Prasanna.
I know ki that 11 take is going to be dynamite. I know that.
Because
So,
he's actually
but-
been very nice
Of
about
course.
even teaching and telling you that this is amazing. Okay, Prasanna, let's talk about Sahil.
I think Sahil's he's very emotional and he's very sensitive, and it's his strength at the same time weakness also.
That's a
So
brilliant
strength,
answer.
Yeah, that's a very good answer.
strength because as an actor you should be very sensitive
Yeah.
towards things, and he knows how to portray, he knows how to feel. Whenever he wants to trigger certain emotion, he can do that anytime. But sometimes, you know, it makes you it can just like things that shouldn't hurt you or things that shouldn't bother you can direct you in such a way that it can deviate you from things
True.
that from your goals. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Agreed.
actually a wonderful answer, Sahil.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
Sahil.
I'll talk about Zain.
Yeah.
So
he
one
has
positive
big
thing
words,
about Zain that Zain is he's like my brother, and one bad thing that
Why are you kidding me? That's the positive
That's
thing.
the best thing about you, that
That's
you
the best thing
are
about me.
like his brother.
Like your
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because
He's explaining.
he
Let's
has
have
the
you know.
most positive energy. You know, the
That's
moment
the
he
point.
enters, you feel happy for some odd reason. और मेरे को क्या चीज अच्छी नहीं लगती है कि ये मेरा भाई क्यों नहीं है असली में ये होना चाहिए था
Oh man,
Actually, वो चाहता है कि उसकी girlfriend हो.
that's so.
मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड होना
He's
चाहिए
my boyfriend now.
He's मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड होना चाहिए
They're like Joey
They're like
and
a couple.
Chandler.
They're
Like a couple.
We're like a couple. हम जब हम साथ में मैं इसके घर में जाता हूँ तो हम एक ही बेड पे सोते हैं
Thanks a lot. Now watch. Now you watch what happens.
I was just about to say thank you for giving me
Thank
that
you so
answer.
No, but
you know-
really, we are like
no
brothers.
they're like brothers
No, but of course, I mean the camaraderie. I think this is the camaraderie shows on screen, and that is the most wonderful thing about it. Now, of course, I don't have a lot of time. I'm already getting signals, so I want to know from you, Alizeh. Salman Khan obviously said during the press conference that he watched the film and he liked it, and that's why he decided to come on board as a to sort of bring it to the theaters, right? But as a family member, after watching the film, what did he say about your debut? Because I feel बाकी लोग क्या कहेंगे वो तो सेकेंडरी होता है. जो लोग यहाँ पे दिग्गज बैठे हैं जिन्होंने यही काम इतने सालों तक किया है, their opinion matters. What did he say?
I don't want to share because it was a very personal experience for me, so I'm not going to share everything that he said, but he gave a lot of good feedback on the film. The things he liked, the things he didn't like. It was still at a very raw stage at the time. It was a very constructive, critical feedback of the film and about us as performers and so as a director, and it was just mostly about the film, nothing specific to me in that sense, and whatever things we spoke personally, I always keep that close to me, and I would like to keep that between us. Yeah.
Did he have any sort of feedback for anyone of you as well, like the kind of performance, what he liked?
He had a really good piece of advice that Sahil will tell you, because Sahil knows how to say it better than I.
No, what he said on that trailer launch, he said that, you know, it's not just about Farrey. Actually, you just need to work harder and harder, and it needs to just go on. कि ऐसा नहीं है कि फर्रे में अच्छा काम किया और बाद में छोड़ दो अच्छा काम करना. अगर और फर्रे में खुदा ना खास्ता कुछ अच्छा नहीं होता है तो आप आगे बंद कर दो. आगे अच्छा
Keep
होगा.
going,
Keep
yeah.
going.
Keep
Keep
going.
going.
That's the most important. Just kind of move on.
Ups and downs होते रहते हैं. आप you just life goes on.
Yeah, true.
Your intentions have to be
Yes.
clear and good. Yeah.
And I think that is clear when we watch the trailer. The intentions are pure and it's great. And it has all encouraged me to sort of just relive that part of my life which I've long left behind now. So thank you so much. Lastly, before we wrap, there is a sense of pressure obviously because it's releasing around the time when so many films are releasing.
Yeah.
It is a competitive industry at the end of the day. How are you sort of dealing with that pressure? Is there again, like I started, एक मंत्रा होता है लाइफ को देखने का, एक मंत्रा होता है कि अच्छा नेक्स्ट जो भी चीज हो रही है उसको किस तरीके से देखना है. What is that?
I think this, like I told you, you can already see the sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
I think this film has been made the right way. We had a great leader. We had crazy talented
Yeah.
actors. there's no pressure. We're humbled. We're so freaking excited for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We're gonna enjoy this. There's no
Yeah.
pressure.
I think
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
होगा क्या pressure लेने से
Well, what's gonna happen?
जो होना है वो तो वैसे ही हो जाएगा.
Exactly.
And it's nice that you can share it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with each other. Yeah, it's nice that you
For
have
us,
each other.
for us personally, it's already a success.
Yeah.
Like we're here, we've done
Yes.
it. We,
And it's going in theaters. I mean,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
big
it's a
achievement,
huge
right?
deal.
Like,
It's a
yeah.
huge
because
deal.
it, like I think it was said during the press conference, it was
That-
actually supposed to be on
OTT.
OTT.
Yeah.
And coming on celluloid, I think that is amazing. So
yeah.
firstly, I mean, I just want to congratulate you on that. And all the very best. I know that this will do wonders, and I hope that it does wonders for all of you.
Thank you.
And for all the debutants, I hope that it paves a way for better, more like amazing projects coming your way. So
Thank
thank
you so much.
That's
and all the very best.
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Thank you.
Farrey
Farrey
releasing on
releasing
24th
24th
November.
November.
Please go and watch it.
Yes, please go and watch it.
देख लेना